What's up, everybody? Back for another video. Today we are headed back to Redmond, going back to TBT Racing, and I'm gonna have Travis walk me through doing my own suspension so that we can kind of sit there and talk about suspension and why we're doing what we're doing. I'm gonna have him kind of explain what the benefits are to having your suspension done and having your bike really dialed in for you, specifically for your weight, for your ability, even having it lowered maybe if you're too short to touch the ground. Like, there's so many options as far as suspension goes and making your bike comfortable for you that I think a lot of people could benefit from learning about it a little bit. So he's already got my suspension and hasn't started on it yet, so I'm going to take the opportunity to go and learn a little bit myself and just kind of record it all so that hopefully everybody else that watches this can learn a little bit as well. And then besides having it just done and set up for yourself, I want to have him kind of touch on doing like the regular maintenance. A lot of people get their suspension done and then only ever touch their suspension again or take it off their bike if their fork seals blow out or if something goes wrong. But the best way to make sure that you don't blow out fork seals or that you don't have issues and you don't break parts is to do your regular maintenance on your suspension. Don't just ride it till it blows out. do maintenance. Like every 25, every 30 hours you get on your bike, take your suspension off and have your preferred suspension guy run through your stuff and change the oil and check your seals and just all that random stuff that a lot of people don't really think about. So that's what we're up to today. I should be there probably about 30 minutes or so, so I'll check back in with you guys when we get there. Alright, so we made it to TBT Racing out here in Washington. Travis is on the phone right now, but we're trying to get you guys some knowledge here, and I'm going to learn how to do suspension.
It's right on top of us.
I just left TBT Racing. I got my suspension all done for my CRF 450. Originally the plan was to sit down with Travis and kind of have him explain to you guys why having your suspension done or having the services done every so often, like fairly regularly, is a good idea, or if you run stock suspension right now, why it's beneficial to have your suspension set up for you and your weight and your ability. But I didn't realize that he had some previous engagements today already, so he wanted to just walk me through how to get my stuff done, and then he had somewhere else he needed to be, so we didn't have time for that today. I'm gonna go home now and slap the 450 back together. I did all the bearings and all that good stuff on it already, so all I gotta do to be ready to ride is just throw my suspension back on and torque everything down and make sure everything's good to go. All right, so I'm back home now. It's actually the next day, as you can see, daylight outside, but figured I'd show you guys the garage a little bit. My 450 that is in a million pieces at the moment, but got the suspension back, so we're gonna slap this thing back together, get it all good to go so I can ride it this weekend. And then just the mess of all our other things that we have here. Yes, my roommate has a quad, very unfortunate, I know, but pretty much got anything and everything I could ever need to work on anything in here. And then pit bike, TTR 125, CRF 250R, the YZ 125 that I was talking about wanting to build, and then my roommate's bike, and also my little sister's 85 back there. That doesn't get ridden very much, so hopefully she starts riding again here soon. But the main goal for the rest of today is to get all of this back on there. So that should be fun. All right, well, 450's back together. Gonna be able to ride it again this weekend. Pretty excited about it. Now I just gotta figure out where I'm gonna go. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.